So welcome today, or week 4. Welcome to week 4 of our yoga challenge, or stretching challenge. Today we're just gonna be using a strap, which you can get at Mr. Price Sport, Game, Decathlon, Amazon, Wish. There's another one that side that you can just get for maybe like 50 rand, hopefully less than that. And if you don't have a strap but you still want to follow along, you can have a belt, a tie, a piece of rope. It doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that, as long as it's sturdy and it's not gonna like break in the process. So again, my name is Jackie from Om Jackie Om. I teach yoga and do Reiki in person or virtually. I'm based in the US in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you're ever in Vegas, say hello. We're gonna start off with some shoulder warm up. So it's gonna be a very shoulder heavy stretching session. So doing some rolls backwards and then switching and doing rolls forward. Really taking your time, filling out any points that might feel a little tight. And again, we'll go backwards. And if you are doing this by yourself, or if you want to, feel free to pause. Maybe pause the video, do it for 10 to 30 seconds, and then restart the video. And then again, forward. I'm just gonna come to a neutral position, standing upright. Take our arm across our chest. And of course, breathe if you're not breathing. I feel like a lot of our tension builds up when we are shallow in breath. So deep breaths. Gonna release. And then go to the opposite side. Release, and then set up for the opposite side again. One more time. And then switching sides. Releasing, shaking out your arms, setting up for our next pose or stretch. We're just gonna take our hands, place it above our ears or our head, and then come to the back of our neck or mid-shoulder area, grab our elbow, and you can push your elbow down, if that feels okay. If not, you can just hold your elbow for support. Again, breathing. We're gonna switch sides, so releasing, rolling out our wrists if you want to, and then setting up, pulling our elbow down. That works for you, or just placing your hand on your elbow. I like to kind of push down for more of a stretch in like the upper deltoids, yeah, upper deltoids, or the back of our triceps. Again, perfect for folks that are doing a lot of push-ups, doing the skipping motion with your rope. Can help relieve some tension in your shoulders as well. And stretch out your hands above your head and then gently come to your side, taking a few more shoulder rolls in whatever direction you choose. I'm doing backwards first and then going forward. Next, we're gonna do some twisting. In yoga, this could be like Satnam breath or breathing, but for the sake of stretching, we're just gonna do some side twists. You can allow your hands to kind of hit your lower back if you want to. However deep you wanna get into the twist. So you can do like a shallow twist. If this feels good to you, stay here. If you'd like more of a deeper twist, you can kind of lift your heels up from the ground and go from there. Again, kind of allowing your arms to flow and hang where they need to, however they naturally fall. And we'll come back to center. Again, taking another shoulder roll forward. We might want to work on some hip rolls here. So going in circles, placing your hands on your hips if that feels better. Making circular motions. Loosening up any tension we might have built up in our hips with our torso twist. Also a great motion if you're someone who sits down a lot for work. Maybe you're an accountant, or I don't know, you work with kids, but you're not like super active. You can do this in your lunch break, or if you need like a 5-minute break, tea time. Tea is big that side. Coming back to a neutral position. We're gonna grab our strap or whatever medium you're working with today. It could be a towel as well, or a t-shirt. We're gonna start off with doing some flosses, where when we want to grab the strap very wide, more than shoulders width distance apart, but of course, wherever is comfortable for you. Okay. From here, we're gonna inhale our arms midway, maybe hold and see where you might feel some tension, and then inhale, continue to lift your arms up with the strap. Your strap should be nice and taut at this point. Take some breaths here. Kind of feel out. And then we'll gently allow our arms to fall back behind us. Again, pausing while stretching out. And then some more. Then we'll come back down again, holding, just for like 3 seconds or so, and then coming all the way back down past our bottoms. Here, if you'd like to, I always say like, move how you feel like you need to move. I'm here guiding you, but you know what you're feeling. I'm just another person on the opposite side of the screen, technically on the opposite side of the world. So we're gonna set up again, doing the same thing, but we're gonna start with, let's say, mid lower back, holding, upper back, holding, above our heads, front of our face or our eyes. Hold it. And then gently make our way down to like our pelvis area. Okay. So that was our stretch. I want to say number 1, but I'm not counting. So one variation that you can use for a strap. Next, we can grab our hands just a little bit closer, maybe like a hand's width in-ish. And we're gonna do the same thing, reaching up. This time we're not really pausing, coming out, reaching back down. And if you need to, you can always widen your strap with how you're holding your strap and coming back up. So it's another variation. If you find that your shoulders are very tight, then I would do the first one before hopping into this one. So do the first one maybe like 2 or 3 times, and then hop into this one if your shoulders will allow you. I feel like I'm tongue-tied today. Here, if you want to have more of a breath work element, inhaling, midpoint, start exhaling. Again, inhaling, midpoint, exhale. Last one, inhale, midpoint, exhale. Right. Keeping our strap at a comfortable distance. I would say like maybe you can widen it a little bit more this time around. We're still gonna do flossing, but it's a different variation or a different style. So we're just gonna keep one hand down, take one hand over. So we're making big circles. Again, really focusing on our shoulders today and stretching them out. We did a lot of hip work in our previous videos. Hips, we've done a lot of glute stretches. I like to focus on hip openers because we don't, at least this side, we don't really utilize our full range of motion. Especially if we are someone that has more like traditional office jobs. We're not out walking a lot or tending to fields or, you know, herding sheep or anything like that, which most people this side don't do. But that side, at least where I lived, there's a lot of folks that did more active things. They're gardening and whatnot. This side doesn't really happen unless you are more intentional about it. Enough about this side. Come back to a neutral position. So if you found that taking your hand and reaching behind mid-back was tough for you, our next pose or exercise or stretch, we're gonna take our strap, same thing, place it mid-back-ish, mid-shoulder I should say, or base of our neck. We're gonna take our other hand and grab where it's comfortable for us, and we're gently gonna pull our arms open, allowing our chest to be open. Here facilitates more breath, so if you want to take some deep breaths here, holding and then exhaling, it's up to you. If you just want to stretch, you can do that too. Really trying to engage in this pose, so instead of just hanging out right here, it's super easy. Try to open up your arm, open up your chest. And we're we're gonna switch sides. So release your hands and then stretch. You can stretch out your hands. I wasn't waving, but stretch out your hands and then set up for the opposite side. So again, shoulders back, mid back or mid lower base of your neck, grabbing the strap where it's comfortable for you. So if you're down here, that's fine. If you're way up here, that's great. Again, actively stretching, so pulling the hand that's up, opening up your chest, and breathing or counting, but really trying to be active in this pose. And when you're ready, we'll gently release. Again, if you're someone who has worked on their grip strength, maybe you're grabbing this strap really hard, go ahead and like open and close. And we can leave our strap next to us. The next thing I want to do is more like wrist mobility. So taking our hands and doing circles. Or if you're not that coordinated, taking one hand and doing a circle. So our wrists are usually ignored. Like we think about stretching, we don't think about our smaller things like our ankles, our wrists, sometimes our neck. We're always, seems like we're more focused on stretching our hamstrings, our glutes, our shoulders, maybe even our hips, but not necessarily our wrists. And you know, they're attached to our hands, which we use every day. So we should definitely try to send some mobility, or at least try to stay mobile as much as we can, so that when we get older, you know, the likelihood of arthritis kind of can, you know, be decreased a little bit. It's not always a guarantee, but at least we're doing something preventative. We're trying to take back like some of that. And if you have a granny or a grandpa, or maybe if it's you, hopefully this can be helpful if you are someone who suffers from like tendonitis, arthritis, all the itises, swelling, inflammation, all that good stuff. All right, placing our hand out, it's like we're saying stop. We're gonna take our other hand on the top and pull our fingers towards our forearm. Again, focusing on wrist mobility. If you can also like try to touch your thumb to your pinky while doing this for like extra, if you want to be extra. You don't have to. And we'll set up for the opposite side. So pulling our hands down. Again, being gentle, not forcing our wrists to do anything that they don't want to do, but applying some tension to them. And I feel like my wrists are probably like unusually flexible. So if you don't look like me, don't worry. It's not a must. And we're gonna set up for the opposite side. So roll out our wrists forward, backwards. Take our hands, place them on top, and then pull. Pump our thumb to our pinky if we can. If not, don't worry about it. It's just an extra thing. So if you're not pumping, you're just hanging out like this, or like this, however you choose to like do it. And then we'll take our wrists opposite direction, applying some pressure, tension, pulling our wrist down, but not so much that's painful, just to get a good stretch in this area. Also great if you wanna, before skipping, doing these, because you are using your wrists and you're jumping or you're skipping. Again, rolling out our wrists. Our wrists. Here, it's gonna come back to another like neutral position or like a mountain pose. So shoulders down and back, tucking your pelvis, arms out, very gently tilt our head to one side. Allow gravity to do the work here. Come back to center, tilt your head to the opposite side. Again, allowing your head to hang wherever it naturally falls. Coming back to center, tilting our head back, so gently, if you can, go back. Coming back to center. And then we're gonna take our chin to our chest. Coming back to center. All right, so we'll do a couple more shoulder rolls, arm swing outs, twists, whatever your body calls you to do that. Moving your arms around, really making sure, hopefully you feel more mobile, you feel like you could do this. If not, just run it back through, keep practicing the flow or the stretches, and eventually you will see results. So consistency is key with anything. With this, I say namaste, ashe, peace be unto you. Thank you for joining the stretch or the flow, and I hope that it was helpful. See you soon.